Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Mercedes. In today's video, I have polishes to share with you for January polish pickup, the first polish pickup of 2024. Now, if you haven't heard of what polish pickup is, it's a monthly collab between indie makers. They come together to make limited edition items. So nail polish is the big one, the one that people mostly shop for. You have apparel, you have cuticle oils, hand creams, like handmade items. My kids are downstairs screaming like they always do. They just scream for no reason. So yes, lots and lots of homemade things. And obviously the nail polish as well. Now, every month, Polish Pickup always creates these limited edition items and they base it on a common theme. This month's theme for January is deadly plants and flowers. I really love this theme. I think you can go so many different ways with creating polishes and items. I just can't wait to see what the other makers are going to create. So these items can be capped, meaning that only a certain amount of items will be made, and once they sell out, that's usually it. There is no more. A good way to keep tabs is through their Facebook page. I'll leave the link down below. I'll try not to forget and leave the link down below if you wanted to follow the Facebook group for PPU. Sometimes you may get lucky and the maker may add additional items, but don't take your chances. If you really love something, make sure you get to the website. They always open the first Friday of every month at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And then they close that following Monday. Now I have a handful of polishes to share with you, so let's get into the swatches. First up, we have Cadillacquer, and this one is a larkspur, and it's inspired by the poisonous plant, which is a larkspur. And this one basically, like if you touch it or consume it, it's going to cause like skin irritation and can cause death or severe illness. Wait till you hear these other inspos in these other plants. It's just so crazy. But this one is capped at $500. Priced at $13.50, and it's described as a purple crelly with larger pink iridescent flakes and neon blue glitter at different sizes. This one is absolutely stunning. I built it up in 3 coats because it is a jelly. It is so bright and fun and very, very squishy, and it doesn't have any hollow glitter or no sparkle, but I think it's those iridescent flakies that make it look that way. It just gives it this little like sparkle and dazzle, and it has to be those flakies. And the blue glitters, oh my goodness, they are very blue, very large, and very in charge. This polish is definitely fun. I think 3 coats on everybody is going to look nice. If you have longer nails, you may see some nail line. I mean, it is a jelly, so kind of got to expect that sometimes, but it's definitely fun and squishy. The formula was fantastic, didn't have any issues with any clumping or anything like that. And because this one is so jam-packed with your glitters and your flakies, your best bet is probably going to be to use a glitter smoother and then your glossy top coat over it, just to give you a nice plump full effect. Pictured are 3 coats of Cadillacquer Larkspur with a glossy top coat. Here we have Garden Path Lacquers, and this one is Blessed with Beauty and Rage, inspired by Lana Del Rey's Ultraviolence. $13.25, and at this time of me doing this voiceover, I'm not sure if there's a cap, but I'll make sure to leave that in the description. So Garden Path Lacquers, they went a little bit outside of the box for this month's theme, or inspired polish for the theme. But they're still staying true to their roots because they are a brand based off of music and beauty. But the polish description, it's a teal jelly filled with jade holographic micro glitter and a vibrant red-orange shifting shimmer. This is a similar formula to the November PPU, which was I Forgive You, and I think that one was a pretty popular one. But it gives off the same type of vibes. But anyways, I thought this was a beautiful formula. Usually micro glitters, like it's really hard to like get a nice clean nail line, but I had no issues with this one. 2 coats and I reached full opacity. I think long or short nails, 2 coats is going to be perfect for you. I am obsessed with the jade holographic micro glitter. Like, I don't think I've used a polish or swatched one where the description was like, this is jade holographic micro glitter. I love it. I think this is a beautiful polish. The shifts are so intense, so glowy. It's like
I feel like this is like a true Capricorn type of polish, like a down-to-earth Capricorn polish. My birthday's coming up on the 8th of January. I usually wear the same polish every year for my birthday, but I don't know, maybe I might want to switch it up this time around. Anyways, getting completely off topic. This one is such a stunner. I'm obsessed with all of the shifts that you see. The beautiful gold, the beautiful jade really pops from within, and you guys are going to see it on the still. You can see it. Look from the base of the polish. You definitely can see the jade. You can see all of these beautiful colors. They just blend so well together. I think this is going to be another popular polish, and hopefully the cap is large or there is no cap. So that everybody can get their hands on this one. I think it's definitely worth it. This polish is not going to dry down super textured, but it is going to dry down dull. So you do want to use a glossy top coat to smooth everything out. Pictured are 2 coats of Garden Path lacquers blessed with Beauty and Rage with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Eyed Lacquer, and this is Dead Inside, and it's inspired by the corpse flower. It's priced at $12.50 and has a cap of 300. Now, I googled the corpse flower just to see like what it was about, and it can last like 30 to 40 years, and it literally smells like a dead body, which was very interesting. I'm learning a lot about these deadly plants. If I can, I'll insert a picture of it. It's very odd looking. But anyways, this polish is described as a maroon jelly base loaded with green to gold shifting flakes and black flakies. This is absolutely stunning. I love the squishiness of this polish. I did build it up to 3 coats, but it is a jelly, so it is expected. It gives you the beautiful squishy vibe. This color is absolutely stunning, perfect for the winter, perfect for the fall. The flakies just glow from within. They don't get lost in the dark base. You can see the black flakies even though you have a darker base. You can still see those beautiful black flakies. I'm a huge fan of black flakies. So a little biased there, but I think everything works so well together. You can see a beautiful like slight green shift on the edges of my nails. And it's coming from those flakies. It's such a pretty polish. Like, definitely, this month is hard, man. Like I said, I feel like the inspiration led to so many possibilities with creating such beautiful flowers, beautiful polishes. I feel like when you are using nature as inspiration, you can really just go wild and you just create such like magnificent pieces of work. And I think the makers really hit it on the head with these polishes this month, so I know it's gonna be tough. Anyways, I'm a big fan of this polish. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Pictured are 3 coats of Dead Inside by Eyed Lacquer with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Owl Lacquer, and this one is Wither Rose. This one is inspired by the Minecraft Wither Rose. It is priced at $13, and there is no cap. It's described as a charcoal linear holographic with pink copper shimmer. So my son plays Minecraft, and I was like, what is this Wither Rose? So I'll let him explain it to you very quickly.
Wither Rose is it's like a black, and it has all black around it. It looks like a rose, but it's black all around it. And so if you touch it, you take like this damage, and you see a little box which says like you're taking like this type of damage, and it takes a lot of damage, like 4 damage.
All right, thanks, Anthony. So pretty much is like a poisonous plant. But this polish is absolutely stunning. You can see for yourself the formula was perfection. 2 easy coats, long or short nails, you're going to be fine with 2 coats as well. Now, sometimes with darker pigments, I find at least a holographic is really hard for it to like show up, especially when the formula is very opaque like this one. But the hollow is there, guys, and I know you can't see it too well because this is just like studio lighting and no like daylight or sunlight, and I tried really hard. Like, it was just an overcast day. so I can like show you like this is truly holographic, but I had no sunshine. But it is like the hollow is there. You can definitely see it. It is a very beautiful polish, especially for this time of year, for the winter time. It is perfection. Pictured are 2 coats of Night Owl Lacquer with a rose with a glossy top coat. Here we have Sweet and Sour Lacquer, and this is Oh My Lanta. It's priced at $13 and it's going to be a cap of $500. It's described as a red-orange jelly base with pink-orange gold shimmer. This one was absolutely stunning, and this video and my pictures are going to do it no justice. It is so bright and so fun. Now, I went in for 2 coats originally, and I decided to do a 3rd coat, but honestly I feel like maybe 2 coats would have just been fine. You could see like just a tad bit of nail line, and I was like, how would this look if I did a 3rd coat? But honestly, like it just brightened it up just slightly, but you could really not see much of a difference. Like you see it, like it really didn't do much. Like I said, the pictures in this video, like they just do this polish no justice, because it really is such a gorgeous shade, and it really is extremely, extremely glowy in person. Like the pink shift is not what you predominantly see. You can see it at like very extreme, minimal, like certain angles, but it's that beautiful gold orange that you really are going to be seeing in the shifts. It just looks so dimensional, so 3D on the nails. Like it's gorgeous. I'm a big fan of red orange polishes. I think they personally look amazing on my skin tone, or anybody who has my type of skin tone. Stunning, like just stunning. It just reminds me of like a hot summer night when the sun is setting and you look into the sky and it's just so bright and orange. This is definitely one of my favorites. Just spoiler alert. It is beautiful. I actually forgot to mention the inspo behind this polish. So it's the lantana plant, if I'm saying that right. But it is super bright and orange, just like this polish. It's basically a really aggressive weed that just grows, and it's super difficult to control. I mean, it's a beautiful weed though. But it's very deadly, very toxic to livestock and to humans. Pictured are 3 coats of Oh My Lantana with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Cuticula, and this one was inspired by larkspur, the plant larkspur. It's the polish is called Spur of the Moment, and it's described as a blurple base with turquoise blue large particle shifting shimmer and silver holographic flakies. $13, and there is going to be no cap. And I looked up the larkspur plant, and it is a very beautiful plant, as a lot of these like deadly poisonous plants are. I feel like that is like the whole point of a deadly plant or like a poisonous plant, is to look beautiful so it can just like entrap you with its true intentions. But it's like it can cause like an irritating rash, and it's very deadly if you ingest it, or can make you super sick. This polish is absolutely stunning. Anybody who loves blue, you're going to be in love with this one. I learned in the past few months that large particle shifting shimmer, or just large particle shimmer in general, is my type of polish, one of my favorite kinds, along with reflective glitter, which I know is not the popular like. But the formula for this was beautiful. I built it up in just 2 coats. I think long or short nails, because of all the larger components in here, long nails, 2 coats is going to be just fine for you. It is very sparkly, very glowy. The shimmer, everything in here, I am just a big fan of. I love the intensity, how bright it is, but it's still very appropriate if you are a seasonal polish wearer for like the winter season. I love the darkness that surrounds the perimeter of my nails. Like I love that in polishes. Just makes it look so mysterious and very like 3D, very dimensional. This one I feel like is going to be a very popular one. It's extremely gorgeous. Pictured are 2 coats of Spur of the Moment with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Glisten Glow, and this one is rhododendron. I think I'm saying that right. It is a bright pink jelly with red undertones, loaded with color shifting shimmer that shifts from pink to green. And I also looked up this plant, and it's poisonous in large amounts, so you don't want to like eat it, you don't want to rub it on your skin. Again, another beautiful polish. And Jill the maker, she's from Connecticut, and in her home she had lots of these plants, and she just remembers loving to pick them and bunch them together because they're a very sticky plant. So not extremely poisonous, but like if you were to ingest them, it wouldn't be good. Anyways, back to the polish. This one is beautiful. I built it up in just 2 coats. My pink polish lovers, you're going to love this one. I feel like Glisten Glow just does a good job with pink polishes in general. Like anytime I think of a fantastic pink polish, I think of Glisten Glow. Like she's made some beautiful ones way back for like polish pickup that I remember. I just can't think of the name. Like Pink City. It was one of them, or a couple of them actually, that they were just definitely standouts. But this one, 2 coats, I think long or short nails, you're going to be fine because it is so jam-packed with all of that beautiful shimmer. You can see that lovely shift to gold. It almost looks kind of frosty, but it definitely doesn't apply like a frosty polish. It just gives you a very elegant look on the nails, but still it's very playful and very fun because it is a very bright polish. Definitely a polish that I'd wear in the summer, and something that I'd wear from like transitioning as well, from like summer to fall, because it gives you that like gold shimmer, and not that it dulls the polish, but it just gives it this like antique sort of look. It's a beautiful shade. Pictured are 2 coats of Glisten Glow Rhododendron, I think I'm saying that right, with a glossy top coat. Also coming to the PPU site is Glisten Glow's Fast Drying Top Coat. One of my all-time favorite top coats like ever. I always go back to Glisten Glow Top Coat. I love to try out different brands, different types of top coats, and I do enjoy them, but I always find myself going back to Glisten Glow. It's such a nice, thick, glossy top coat. It really does extend the wear of your manicure. I am a nurse and a mom, and my manis usually don't last very long, but I consider a good like mani wear for like 2-3 days. That's good for me. Like if I have chipping the next day, then I'm like, it ain't for me. No, or like same day. So if you don't have my type of profession for work, your manis will definitely last longer with this top coat. It dries super quickly. I've said this a million times. I've painted my nails and waited like 3-4 minutes, and I've changed the diaper. I mean, obviously I'm still very careful with my movements and stuff, but it's dry enough where I can still move around and not worry about dinging my nails or anything. Obviously, you just got to be careful, but it's you're not going to touch a piece of fabric and it's going to smudge right away. You know what I mean? This top coat is amazing. If you haven't tried Glisten Glow top coat, I definitely would recommend it. And it's going to be on the PPU website. So what better way than to just throw it in your basket, and just give it a shot. There is going to be no cap, and it's going to be priced at $8. Next up is Jior Courture, and this one is a Voodoo Lily, and it's inspired by the plant Vulgar Draconculus, something like that. It's priced at $13.50, and there's going to be no cap, and it's described as a deepened magenta, so it's a thermal, so deepened magenta when it's cool to a light magenta when warm, and it has chameleon magnetic flakies. I looked up the plant, just an FYI, and it is a severely poisonous plant, any part of that plant, and it smells like rotting meat, and that's how it attracts its insects and bugs to eat. But this polish is beautiful. I know it says when it's in the warm state it looks like a light magenta, but honestly I get Prugly vibes. I get this beautiful olivey golden greenish type of shade. At least that's what it looks like to me and on my skin tone. You see, do you see that? It doesn't look light magenta to me. It looks like a Prugly shade, and I love those types of shades. Very drastic change. But I love this polish in both states. Long or short nails, I think it's just going to be preference on how many coats you want to do. I did 2 and I was fine with that. It is such a beautiful color. Like, just, I love the warm state. I do. And honestly, my nails were mostly staying in the warm state, which I know, like, usually my hands are pretty like cold, but my nail beds seem to be a little bit warmer, from at least what I've noticed when I swatch polishes. Either way, you can't go wrong if you really love both colors. And if you have longer nails, you're gonna see more of a transition on the nail than I do, because my nails are short, so it's either gonna be one way or the other. But that beautiful shimmer in this polish is just so pretty, so pretty. Also pictured here are 2 coats of Jior Courture Voodoo Lily in its cool state with a glossy top coat. Here we have Polished for Days, and this one is Angel Wings. It's priced at $13.50, and I don't believe there is going to be a cap. It's inspired by the Angel Wing Caladium. I think I'm saying that right, that plant. It's a pink base with a strong green to blue shifting iridescent shimmer. I looked up the plant, of course, because, you know, I have to, and it's a very beautiful plant. The leaves are big, large, and it has a beautiful pink color, like from within the leaves, that spreads out to the entire leaf. It's so pretty, but it's definitely poisonous if you consume large amounts of the leaf, for sure. But this polish was absolutely stunning. Oh my goodness, the heaping amount of shimmer that is in this is ridiculous. And the description says it has a strong green to blue shifting shimmer. It definitely does. Like, it's jam-packed. It is so shifty. You don't have to do a lot to see all of that shift. This polish is going to be beautiful for Valentine's Day, beautiful for the springtime. I would even wear this in the summer too. I am so in love with the sparkliness that this gives off because of that strong shimmer. Like, all of the beautiful shifts. I think any polish that is pink that has like that blue shimmer base is always so pretty. Pictured are 2 coats. Oh, and I think long or short nails, I think 2 to 3 coats. It's just gonna really depend on your preference. Pictured are 2 coats of Polished for Days Angel Wings with a glossy top coat. Here we have Rogue Lacquer, and this one is Bleeding Hearts, and it's inspired by the Bleeding Heart plant. It's described as a pale spring green with strong pink to gold shifting aurora shimmer, priced at $13, and there is no cap. I am smiling because I looked up the plant, and it's so funny because all I see is like how to care for this plant, and you know, it's aesthetically pleasing and all of this, but it is so toxic to humans. And I'm just like, would I want a plant like that in my home? I don't really know. But besides that, this polish is a stunner. It definitely reminds me of one of those types of like bleached neons. I did show you guys that finger swatch matte because it does dry down matte, and I think it's beautiful matte, but I'm a glossy girl all the way, so I did apply my glossy top coat. Usually these types of shades, like these bleached pastel leaning types of shades, are just like, they're not my favorite, but this one's different. This one's definitely different and has a heaping amount of that beautiful like pink shimmer, and it's stunning. It is so pretty. The formula may be a little bit tricky if you're a beginner with polish, so just keep that in mind, and just be careful when you are applying your polish, that you don't leave like huge streak marks on your nails. Everything does settle pretty well, and I think long or short nails, I think 2 coats is fine. You may want to do a 3rd depending on your application, but it is a beautiful color, perfect for spring, perfect for summertime as well. Pictured are two coats of Rogue Lacquer Bleeding Hearts with a glossy top coat. And the last polish that I have to share with you all is from Zombie Claw, and this one is Playing Dead. It's inspired by the zombie plant, which I'll get to in a little bit, but it's priced at $13.50 and has a cap of $300. This one is described as a dark swampy green jelly base with black flecks mixed in, and it glows in the dark, like a blue color. It glows. I went in with 2 coats. I could have very well did 3, but I had a Zombie Claw polish look similar to this type of formula, and I did 3 coats and I wasn't a fan of it, so I decided just to go with 2. And I think even though you can see some like space on the nail, I really think it just like it plays well with the theme of the polish and just the polish in general. I don't really think it's meant to give you like this full opaque look. I smudged my nail too, of course. I just think it's supposed to look sparse like that. Like it gives you that vibe for the look like that. So I thought 2 was fine. Now it is going to, because like the flakies are very large and like all over the place, like spread all over your nail, it is going to give you like a lumpy finish. So you want to use some sort of glitter smoother and then your glossy top coat. At least in my opinion, I think it'll look much better if you do it that way. It'll give you this nice plump juicy look. Now the inspo behind the plant, so eventually it just grows a certain part, like I think it's like leaves or something like that, and eventually it just serves to like breed bacteria, which is why it's called the zombie plant. Very interesting, very, very interesting, but it's a very beautiful polish. Here are some snaps with it glowing in the dark. Excuse my non-cleanup that I did not do, but I love the stark difference between this green and then this beautiful like bright blue when it does glow. Pictured are 2 coats of Zombie Claw Zombie Plant with a glossy top coat.
Lots of beautiful polishes that are going to be available. I think I forgot to mention, so you can wish list items if you aren't familiar with polish pickup, which I assume most of you are if you are watching this video, but if you're not, wish listing opens that Sunday, so the week that the shop opens. You can add items to your cart, to your wish list. So once the shop opens, you can just literally add all those items to your cart if you choose to. It's just a faster and easier way to check out. But it also gives you a chance to explore what is going to be available, which I personally love to do. Sometimes I do it ahead of time, like early on in the week, and sometimes I save it until the day before the shop opens, which I don't recommend because you want to take the time to think about what you really want. Like I said, I really love this theme. I think it's a really cool theme to play around with. There's just so many different routes you can go. 2 standouts for me. This is really hard because I really did enjoy all of the polishes that I swatched. But if I was being super selective, and you know, if I was on the PPU website and I thought about all the polishes that I've already that I already own, and I'm like, what could I add to my collection? There's going to be 2. Oh, but I really love the other ones too. But 2 of them. So the first one being Sweet and Sour Lacquer. I love the brightness. I feel like for this time of year, people usually gravitate towards like your blues, your dark polishes, your more like ethereal-esque kind of polishes, right? Because you think of the snow and stuff. But like something like this where it just kind of throws you off and you're like, wait a minute, this is a beautiful polish. And what I like about bright polishes in the winter, especially if you live in an area where it snows, everything else around, like say you have a snowy day. So like if it's a really snowy day, everything is gray, you just have like the white cast from the snow, and then you have a bright polish and it just pops. It just pops and it looks amazing. It puts you in a good mood. And I feel like this is that winter polish that is just going to be it. The polish is so glowy, like you can just see. So you have the light and you have like the shadow cast and it's just so glowy. The formula is great. It builds up beautifully. You have that beautiful gold greenish type of shift. And it's just like, it just reminds me of like a fiery hot summer, but I would totally wear this in the wintertime. And I'm a very seasonal polish type of person. And I always save super bright colors for the summer. I save my dark vampy colors for the winter, and then my blues for like January. But I really, really enjoyed this one. And then Owl Lacquer with a rose. This is just like gorgeous. The hollow is amazing. I am a big fan of I'm a big fan of gray, the color gray in general. It's actually one of my favorite colors, believe it or not. And this is just beautiful, like perfect for this time of year. Your classic gray, your classic dark wintry type of color. The formula was amazing, and it's just perfection. Like you can even see like the hollow. Look at that. You see how it just shifts? It's beautiful. It's funny because I have like two completely different and like opposite polishes that I chose. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you are picking up any of these polishes, if you are planning on wish listing any other items. I always like to know what other people are picking up. I'm actually always, not always, but I'm like active on the Facebook group. Once like PPU opens, I like to see screenshots of other people's purchases. I don't know, I just like to. It's always fun to know what other people are grabbing, and if you know the ones that you chose as your favorites or the ones that you chose to purchase, if other people were thinking the same thing as you. Thank you again, and I'll see you in my next one.